¿Ya llegó mi paquete? Gracias. You know, I just noticed. Not too long ago, I made a video on Zelda and Fire Emblem, followed by a video on The Legend of Zelda, and now the focus is back again on Fire Emblem. I'm sure it's just a weird coincidence. So what do we have now? Another Fire Emblem unboxing. Most specifically, the 30th anniversary special edition of the franchise. An NES game sold for full retail price. Something that only stupid fans of the series will buy. Wait a second. As soon as I take the bubble wrap off, a few things grab my attention. First is the size of the box. I don't know why, because I thought it was gonna be smaller than it actually is. Again, I don't know why I thought that, because in reality it's not too different from other special editions from past Nintendo games. Here's a comparison of the other ones I have, and the size is almost the same. The second thing is, well, the design. It's honestly very... I don't know how to improvise the comment. I just think it looks so sleek, clean, and it fits so much with, well, Fire Emblem artwork. But exposing the box is not all we want to do about the special edition. We want to see its contents. Alright. This... it reminds me a bit to the special edition of Xenoblade 2. I don't know, this material, I don't know how you call it in English, I'm sorry. It's very similar. But as soon as you open the box, I'm already surprised. I mean, look, it's a replica of how the first Fire Emblem would have looked if it had been released in the West. This is honestly a pretty amazing surprise, and I think the best part is that besides this big box, you can also, well, show this off in your collection. And it's funny because you can also open this. Let's see what it has. Nice. Nope, okay. First, well, it's supposed to be an NES cartridge, but it's made out of glass. Again, what if Fire Emblem, the first one, had been released in the West? That's 3 things you can already display on a shelf, and I'm honestly very impressed. It's usually just the standard stuff, like, you know, the book art, the soundtrack, and that's it. American special editions are honestly not that great. Here is the code. It's covered, so nobody's gonna be able to steal it, and besides, by the time I upload this video, I'm already gonna redeem it. So, we have that. We have what seems to be a kingdom of the continent of Arcanea. Okay, that's very nice. And, okay, this is interesting. A stat display of every single boss in the game. Well, I think it's almost everyone. Yeah, well, we have Tiki, Camus, Garnet. Yeah, most of them are here and accounted for. Here's Michaelis too. That's pretty cool. Alright, this is nice. And here is a menu. Once again, well, I'm not gonna repeat the same comment, but I'm gonna focus so you can see it better. This is very nostalgic, I will say, you know? Nowadays, well, menus don't exist anymore. It's just you put the game, maybe you have a virtual manual, or, you know, just watch the tutorials of the game, and that's it. So seeing stuff like this is honestly very nostalgic. We have, well, the classes, you know, the terrain. Nice. Alright. Again, this really takes one back. I miss those days when manuals actually were like a small bonus one could get when you know you go back to your house, and what else do you do? Well, I can just read these things. Those were the days. There's more stuff, by the way, and this one actually impresses me. What if Nintendo Power had announced Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light? Personally, I cannot tell you, I grew up with another magazine, but this is a very amazing touch. It's not only just a poster. because there's a whole article. Look, again, I don't know, I didn't grow up with Nintendo Power, but I know who Nestor is. I wonder when was the last time he made an official appearance. He is right here. Again, a whole article. What if Nintendo Power had written it? This is getting me a bit nostalgic. Not for Nintendo Power, but you know, buying magazines and being impressed by it. Finally, we have the art book. The final thing, the most mandatory thing in almost every single special edition, especially with RPGs. So if you excuse me. Let me tell you one thing. This title doesn't lie. More than just showing art of every single Fire Emblem game, we have how Arcanea has been represented in other Fire Emblem games and how it has also influenced them. So, as we begin, we pretty much have a retelling of Marth's adventures. We have the timelines, the order of the chapters, what happened, even a few neat pictures of the maps. I think it's very nice to have it here, just, well, you know, to tell you how Marth liberated Altea, killed Medeus, and all that. Good. Naturally, we also have character artwork. From many individual games, we have Blade of Light, we have Mystery of the Emblem. Of course, the remakes will come up later. What surprised me is that they actually included BS Fire Emblem. It's a Japan exclusive title, but it's nice to have all of this artwork here, but they also give you, well, they tell you what happens in each individual chapter. It's, well, for us Americans, Westerners, people from Europe, I think this is great because not many people know this game exists in the first place. As I said, here's the remakes, Shadow Dragon, New Mystery of the Emblem. Here it is, all the mainline Fire Emblem titles. I will say, I am kinda happy that Fire Emblem Heroes is so big that they included it in this section, although something throws me off. Right after Fire Emblem Awakening, there is this white spot. I don't know why, maybe there was something really stupid, bad, or not worth talking about. Or maybe it was just an error, I don't know. Alright, more Arcanean influence in other games. And, alright, some of you might be familiar with Fire Emblem Cypher. It's a Japan exclusive card game. Well, way before that, there was another trading card game. And here it is. It was again once exclusive for Japan, but I think it's awesome they included a lot of the art here. It's more food for Arcanean fans. I cannot think, well, from what I have seen by far, I haven't seen many characters who are absent. I think they included most of them. I think one of the coolest aspects about this book is that they included so many things you wouldn't expect to see. For example, they remembered Codename Steam exists. Does anybody remember this game? Because I don't. I don't know a single person who has played it, but I'm happy they recognized it, just to show how they did a small crossover with Fire Emblem. Of course, Fire Emblem Heroes couldn't be absent. They included so much character art, and I noticed that the order that I am showing them to you, it's the same order as they are in the game, as they are listed. That's a good detail. But also, I am very happy that they also included, hold on a second, seasonals and many alts. Honestly, Fire Emblem Heroes has so much good art, and it's nice to see it here. These two in particular surprised me because at the time that I'm uploading this video, Little Marth and Little Sida are still pretty recent units. So yeah, I am surprised that they still managed to show them in the last possible second. Much appreciated. And finally, Fire Emblem Cypher. The card game I was talking about, once again, this one is ugly as shit, I don't know, I just had to mention it. Pure art of Arcanean characters. Some are good, some are bad, but at the end of the day, it's just art to appreciate. This part in particular, okay. Here's Pala, And here are the other white wings. That's an amazing detail. And same here, we have the 3 hatchetmen from Talis. Oh, whoops. Okay, yeah, here it is. Board. That's an amazing detail. And yep, I think this is about it for this book. It's honestly great. Well, color me surprised. This special edition was way better than I expected. I always tend to joke about how Europe gets the best special editions and America at best gets a balloon. Yeah, let's be fair. In comparison, a lot of American special editions are bad. But this one, yeah, I can say it's very good. But we're forgetting one last thing. The game itself. I mean, it's the very first time Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light officially reached the West. So why don't I give a very quick rundown of, what's different, what can we expect? Let's go. Think about the most basic features of any Fire Emblem game you have played. Now, either remove them or butcher them. That's how Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light plays. I know it makes sense because it's a Famicom game. But that's the best way I can describe it. Limited classes, limited deployment options, limited inventory, a convoy that is awkward to use, the absence of the weapon triangle, healers that cannot level up by healing, no color tiles, extremely cryptic battle forecasts. I'm only scratching the surface here, although this version tries to alleviate them in a few ways. One is being able to create and load bookmarks whenever you want. Self-explanatory. Another is a rewind option, just like in Shadows of Valentia and Tree Houses. But unlike those games, this one has infinite uses, and it even lets you go back to previous chapters. This balances out by only letting you choose the beginning of any turn instead of any unit section. The other feature is the option to speed up the game, which sounds great on paper, but somehow they managed to fuck it up by also making the music go faster. This is so wrong. That shit is distracting, and the fact that I must pause the game every time I want to change speeds doesn't help at all. Don't forget this is still a 30-year-old game. It sure is interesting to see how it all started, but it's not something everyone can enjoy, even with rewind and speed up. If you want to relive Mark's adventures, Mystery of the Emblem or the DS remakes do that, and more. Even if these two look ugly as sin. If I am honest, the Arcanea games have never been my favorites. I am not saying they're bad, on the contrary, they are great games. But personally, they don't reach the same level like Blazing Blade, the Telius games, or Tree Houses. But what I like about this special edition is that it shows that, at the end of the day, Intelligent Systems does really care about Arcanea. I mean, it's full with all of this, there's so much detail, all of this art. Yeah, it shows that even if those games are super simple, its characters may be as interesting as watching paint dry, they're still proud of what they created at first and how they try to expand more on it. And I think that for an anniversary celebration, that is very important to show that you care about, well, the whole series, its origins, and this one is pretty great. As a Fire Emblem fan, I'm satisfied I bought all of this. So, I don't know how I can drag this any longer. So, thank you all for watching. I wish you an excellent day, and take care. Thank you very much for watching.